how do you feel CAS needs to be conducted differently than tax and A&A? And we had I think a similar question of like what metrics are you tracking for CAS specific firms? So if we can marry those two together, great. But I think there's this question of, when you think about CAS relative to other services, how do you think about the measurement of these services? Are they similar or are they different than tax or A&A?
Kane, I'll let you take that first too.
Well, this may be the first time for me to be able to answer two questions that put into one, right?
We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens.
So I'm simple-minded. So I look, just as I provide financial statements to my clients and review them, I get financial statements that are provided to me on a monthly basis for CAS. And I look at gross margin, I look at operating income, and just like running a business, I'll be that simple. So I mean, utilization is always important, but I look at my bottom line numbers, I look at my top line numbers, I look at my PP&E, and that's how I run the business. So I have my projections that we look at forecasting and budgeting, just as we provide to our clients. I look at that as well. So I think that you can look at average rate. Are you, as an average, is it $173 an hour or $200 an hour, whatever that may be? But at the end of the day, it comes down to bottom line purposely. So I mean, there's a lot of metrics you can look at by verticals. You can look at growth. You can look at work being done in certain different locations. But at the end of the day, it's really gross profit in my bottom line. So that's how I look at it. How I think the other question, which was the same question, was how does tax and CAS differ? Is that what I heard?
Yeah, somebody wanted to know if there's, how CAS needs differ from tax and A&A.
So I think though, from a CAS perspective, the busy seasons are not part of our cloth, right? So if you think of tax and you think of assurance, they're all working like crazy right now, and there's that ebb and flow, right? So like July it's slow, and they're all taking it easy, and they deserve that. But for us, it's a pretty steady, and of course month end is higher, quarter end, year end. January is our toughest month, 1099s and other things in year end, and so I think the quality of the individuals are pretty much the same, and you just want folks that love to interact with clients on the communication and on a daily basis, to be able to know that this is a client you're gonna be talking to for every day, almost for years, right? So I think tax and audit has their way of doing things, and which is fine, but I think you need folks that really want to get ingrained with the client and really learn and understand it and listen and help advise. So I think tax planning and everything else is very important too. But I think for CAS, we really want to become an extension of their company, extension of their team, and we want to be part of I like to say, if anybody invites us to their Thanksgiving Day dinner, then we know we're doing a good job. But we want people that really want to be able to be more of the extrovert, to be having those conversations and to build those relationships. So I guess that would be my answer.
I think this is a great question, because I think firms really struggle with this new mindset. It is a major mindset shift for firms to build a profitable CAS practice. In that, traditionally, with audit and tax, you're gathering the data and you're reporting on the data, right? And that's sort of like you get it all and you report on it. That's what you do. In the CAS space, you're analyzing and advising. And firms struggle on analyzing and advising because they're used to reporting, and so it's a total mind shift. And I think, firms that really are trying to build out this advisory part of their practice are looking at profitability. And I'll give you an example. Like I know some firms that are trying to change their audit practice. And they're challenging their audit partners when they get a possibly new audit client to say, okay, this is a $20,000 audit, but their books are a hot mess. And should we say our CAS team could service you better looking at this mess? And would that partner be willing to give up the audit because it could be a $120,000 CAS, it could be a $10,000 a month CAS client. And so that's more revenue to the firm than a $20,000 audit. Now, audit partners don't like that. because they want to grow their book of business. But, it's a mindset shift. But what's best for the firm and also what's best for the client? And I can give you the same example on the tax side, right? The tax side is, firms are like, listen, there's a supply and demand thing happening. There are more businesses than bookkeepers, and firms are turning bookkeeping work away, right? They're saying that we don't have the capacity, we don't have the time, and we're saying no, but we'll do your taxes. And we'll do your taxes for, $2,000 a year. What? When it could be a $2,000 a month CAS client. And that could be $24,000 a year. But the firm hasn't built the CAS machine. They have built the audit and tax machine. This is a new muscle. And that's why I get phone calls every single day about who do you know? I want to hire a CAS leader like Kane that can come in here and knows how to build it. Who do you know, right? It's the number one question I get is who do you know? We're looking to build CAS. We want to bring in the talent that knows how to build it because it is a new muscle and it's a total mindset shift. So I don't know if I fully answered the question, but that's just sort of adding to what Kane is saying.